everybody, welcome and welcome back. It's me, Chameleon Girl Gina, and today I'm just gonna go ahead and get my makeup done. I promised you guys a video a week, but I think this week I'm gonna try for 2 because I want you to see some styles that I put together. For my trip to New York. First up is that I went ahead and I used some primer on my face. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip, which is, I don't know, it's okay. I've gotten to a point where I don't really like to use primer on my face because my makeup does better without it. But we're gonna see how this, we'll do this my second time trying it. First time I didn't like it, but maybe I didn't let it, because when you put on primer, it's good to let it dry down a little bit before you just immediately go in. You want it to kind of settle in the face. And yes, I have high-end or luxury or whatever it's called foundations, but this is my favorite of all time. The Fit Me by Maybelline color 330 is the one that I like for my particular complexion. So I'll go ahead and get started. And this is my personal bottle, so this is what I do. I don't use a gang of it. I just kind of sweep it across, get it on the cheeks. Because the more that you use, the cakier that, it may end up being. And then I'm a brush girl, so then after I get it on me, then I just kind of like to pat it in. I put it on, I just kind of avoid it under the eyes because, as much as possible, because as you get older, you start, getting where you have lines or wrinkles a little bit. And although I may not have a lot of them, but I like to make sure I do my makeup a certain way. It's like of a more mature woman. I'm not going to go down the neck or anything, but as you guys can see, this color, I just love it. I think it's the perfect shade for me. It's what I like. And I think sometime in the summertime, I'll do a 332 in this one, or maybe a different foundation. But this is a matte foundation, and so that's why I kind of rub over my eyebrows, because it makes them stay better because of the fact that it's matte by me doing it after. With no product that's left on here, then I just kind of go over it and I go around the eye. I don't add nothing extra because I don't want to have the cakey look. So anyway, basically what I do is all wet products. So I do that, and then I go in with my concealer. And in this case, I like the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. Trust me. And then I like to put some of that under my eye. Now, when I put some of that under my eye, I nowadays like to bring it down, but not. I just like it kind of like I'm making a V on my face. And the reason why I like it like that is because I'm going to lift my cheekbones and my eyes at the same time. So I want a V. So I'm going to a little lower down here. I don't like to get hit directly under my eye. I like to blend it up to where it goes directly under my eye to prevent creasing, because this is also a product where I'll let it dry down just for a moment or two. And then I call it that I like to kind of fade it into my face. It dries down pretty quick because it's a matte concealer. So anyway, I just like to fade it down. And what is left, hit under the nose. I like to fade it down. Okay, so then I would just continue. And then what is left, then I go over my lid. Because you don't want to start making thick makeup is cakey. You know, it'll start getting cakey in a minute. Less is more. Okay, so then I just kind of pat that in. Alright guys, the next thing I'd like to do is, after I have covered up any dark marks or spots in my eye, then I like to take a lighter color that is about 3-4 shades lighter than me. And I like to go down just like that around the sides of the nose. This is a matte concealer once again, so it dries down fast, so we have to work pretty rapid. And we're not pressing it where it's rubbing on, we're just patting it in. And I want to be on the sides of my nose. And for me, that is how, if I want my nose to look a little slimmer, then I do that like that. I go on the sides. I don't necessarily do the line down the middle. I like that. You guys will see in a minute. And you guys will see it's coming off still. See? That's why you don't need to keep applying layer on layer. Right? Not in my opinion. Well, I got two of the same color. But anyway, this is a matte concealer. And I just like to put a dot right there where my sideburn is. A dot. Maybe 2 dots there, because I did 2 on that side. Anyway, just minimal amounts. And just so I don't have to wash so many more brushes and stuff. Then I start just patting that in. And I start moving down real slow. And I hit the temple. Hit right at the hairline and the forehead. And I just circle back to the other side. And I don't like to come all the way down unless I really, really, really want to lift my cheekbones. And sometimes I do. But today I'm not going to do it like that. And you want to fade it like a polished look. So what is left, you want to come down with. So I just take the butt of that sponge. Okay, then the next step I take is going with powders or dry stuff, you know. That is not a liquid anymore. We're going to do what it do and make it do what it do. So I like to take a banana powder. Banana is just kind of like a yellow tint, if you guys are curious what that means. And I don't like to get directly right under my eye. I like to work it up to that, but I don't like to immediately start there. I put it right under like that. And I go up the side like that with what is left. And not only am I doing this to prevent it from getting all oily and stuff, but I'm also doing it to highlight my face in a more natural way than just with creams and creams and creams. So then I go ahead and now that nothing is better enough, I work it up. And I get under the eye. I like to hit my forehead just a little bit there. Because not only, like I said, will it prevent it from getting oily, you know, it'll also highlight your face in the areas you want it to be. So then I just, one line, just back, not all the way down. And then with what is left, just kind of brush it. Where it's more on the cheek. Not adding a bunch more. And now with barely anything on there, then I'll kind of go around. And I'll hit them eyebrows real good. Next thing's next, honey. Makeup really don't have to be hard. I mean, it's hard if you make it that way. Start like filling up. I don't know. It just doesn't really have to be hard. So then, and there's other steps that I do where that can be done, but it's like, you ain't got to always do all that. You may not even feel like it. So then, yeah, some of you guys know I like the lacquer liner. You ain't gonna be able to see the writing, but anyways, L'Oreal lacquer liner is what I use on my eyebrows. I don't like eyebrow pencil because I find it rubbing off. And then I could get a more precise with an angled brush. So after I dip it, then I wipe it off. And then I start right here. I dip it in there. And this gives, to me, for a more natural looking brow. So then now that my brows are finished up, what I like to do is go ahead and take a real big fluffy brush, face brush, or powder brush is what I call it. And then I like to begin to dust all this off. Anything that's left there. And right under the eye, I want it lightly. On the cheeks, I want it heavier because I want this to kind of have that defined look, but I want it blended down a little bit. Because you never want your makeup to look like it's too light for you and things like that. That's why I like to, when I remove it, I like to fade it down. I like the definition, but not extreme. And of course you want to go light there because your eyebrows. I like a light line on my eye. But because I have hooded eyes, I don't start in there and make a big thick line. I press down at the middle. And then I begin to draw my line. I repeat, of course. Obviously the same. I get in that middle, press down on the lashes, and begin to draw the line. And I see nothing wrong with a little bit of a wing on there, or a lot, or whatever you want to do. So then after I get that line established, then I take and I make like a dot on the outer line. And then I make it meet up. It needs to meet the line. That's how I accomplish a wing line, excuse me, and I do it rather quickly. And it's more accurate to me, in my opinion. So then I repeat, I make my line out there. I just drag it in. So that be that. So then after that, after I have that all together, then some days, depending on what I feel, but I like to brighten my under eye by using a white liner. And I like to make sure it rubs across the bottom lashes. Now, it'll give you a little glare or whatever. But anyway, it just makes the eyes look soft and pretty, like baby doll eyes is what I call it. Alright, so then I like to add a little bit of mascara, especially on the bottom lash, And then I just do a little bit only towards the front, not on my lashes. Not on the rest of my lashes, just on the front where those little fine hairs are. Because when I put on false lashes, I don't like them too far in and make my eye irritated. But I want a little bit of a rosy cheek. So I'm using, this is all inexpensive stuff I feel today. This is BH Cosmetics, and it's a truffle quad of blush. And I just kind of dab in the apple and then I'll go back. And then I take the side that doesn't have anything on it and I fade. Everything I do, I like to try to fade it out so it's seamless, you know. So it's just kind of melty. And then I may actually, I should have done this first, but I'll take a little bit of that same peach color. And I'll just put it on my eye, right in the crease, to make it appear that, not that I have on eyeshadow, but I have a little bit of a tint. More of a tint than an eyeshadow. Because this is not eyeshadow. At first I was going to do like a color, but anyway. I like how it looks. So then I make sure I'm good to go, and I personally like how it looks. And then I'll probably just apply some lashes right quick. There's two things: get the right glue. So I don't use Duo anymore. I only use Kiss lash adhesive. This is the one I like. I like the oat one. And then there's one that has aloe, I believe, that is green and black. I think it's aloe. I have it somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But anyway, nonetheless, hold it by the tip. And then I have me a little bit of glue here, because to try to squeeze that one, there's just too much going on with that. And I just run it across, dipping it in. And then I flip it over and let it dry down. See, the problem a lot of times is that people don't like to wait and let it dry down. And I be in a rush too. But if you don't wait, then it's just they slide and they don't, you know, be on there right. While that's drying down, you could be working on the next step, which is setting spray. This is a matte setting spray by e.l.f. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. It's good. It is not as good as any of the NYX is like game changer. I don't know what to tell nobody, but anyway, I like the NYX on the side. Because this is a radiant. But NYX, I prefer their matte and I prefer the radiant. I like their dewy. Just all the different ones by NYX. And of course, I like the price. I love freckles anyway, but if I have any places I could put like a beauty mark, then I do. I'd like one right there where it looks natural. A little pimple right there, so I definitely want one there. And I kind of smear it a little bit so it doesn't look like it was put there, you know. And so that's good for me. So a couple. Now I go ahead and I get ready to place my lashes. And when I do, I'm still the mirror person, the flat mirror person. And I am a tweezers person. I think it's more precise to me. I will speak for myself because what I don't like to see on ladies is when it's coming loose right here or at the end. I hate lash looks like that. I don't know why. It's just what I don't like. I'm gonna hold them up like that so I could set it in there on top of the lash. So I don't take out all of the little lashes I got. And so then anyway, I just take and of course repeat. And I haven't placed them yet because I just want to sit it down in the middle. Now I have both of them on, so now I'll place it. I'll stick them down. And get them down on the ends real good. That's what we're looking like so far. Now for me, I don't like a lot of mascara on the false lashes. I prefer not to put a lot. Sometimes I don't put any. Like today I may not put any, but anyway, we'll see. So that's what we're looking like so far. We're looking great. Dash me opinion. But we could look better if we get some hair on our head. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, guys. So now, here comes the last part. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put our wig on. Now, this is a brand new wig, so it has the lace on it still. Nice part, though. I did not dye it or tint it or whatever. Left it in color. It was just, this is what it is, okay? So what I like to do is go ahead, excuse me, and get a little bit of lace glue around the edges of my head. Like I said, I don't want it on my hair, but I don't want it to look wiggy. So this is a little far down from my taste where I got the glue positioned but I don't want it to take out my baby hair because my baby hair is fine and whatever. So anyway, I'm going to move it back. I'll drag it back. But not extremely far where it just eats in and takes it out. After that, I go ahead and I kind of like fold it back and where the combs are sticking like that. Pop it on my head and I line it up to make sure if it's a side part, then I go where I want it or whatever. And I don't get my hair braided because I get headaches and I don't always install my unit like this where I'm going to keep it. Like lay it down on her, whatever. But anyway, then I take that back comb and I tuck it. I always look for a unit that has a comb in the back. Then I pull it forward and then I let it roll back. And I do not glue down the sides or whatever. I just don't. That's me. just brush it back. And I'll leave it just like this and I go out of my house. Just kidding. And then I take me some scissors and I make a small incision. And it's already laid down because I let that lace glue dry down enough. And then I just take it, and of course I put a little cut in it. And then I like to take a little razor. This is like an eyebrow razor, but this is what I like to use. And I like to be up and looking in the mirror, making sure it's cool. Look at there. And of course you would dispose of that, right? And I do the other side. I just repeat. Boom. And we dispose. And then I take the end of the rat tail comb and I just make sure it's laying. So I kind of dig in there and I press down. And then I just fix up my hair. Now, I'm the type of person I think that perfect hair equals a wiggy look. So, you know, of course I brush it out and stuff. And I like how the part is just ever so slightly off center. And I give it a nice brush through to remove any hair that may be excess or whatever. And then I just start lifting it, finger combing it, making it a little slightly messy, but not a mess. Oh, I snatched my lip. I'm gonna edit the video a little bit, but it don't take long, you know what I mean? To like get yourself together and makeup and stuff. Sometimes I think people have a fear that it's gonna be real complex and you gotta add this, do this at this very moment. But really and truly, you don't have to do that. So that is what it ends up being. Okay, guys, I was about ready to say bye, but we forgot to do the lip, or I did. So let's go ahead and we're going to customize a lip today because the makeup is so simplistic that if I'm doing a real complicated eyeshadow, then I like simple lips. If I look like a simple face, then I like a... What?
I was just saying hi.
Oh, no, you scared me. I thought something else. How you said that?
Oh, sorry. I got ribbons today.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. And that's just a matte by... They don't even make this shade anymore. But it's just a deep matte by Milan that I love. I like it to die down a little bit. And then I put on a little pink in the middle to customize. And so that is the look. And I like it. I'm not really into the hair. I don't know. I don't understand why, but maybe I'll mess with it. We'll see if I can make myself like it. But it's cool. I don't really like the color, I think. I don't know. It's all right. It lacks so. But anyway, that's it. That's all. God bless and enjoy the rest of your day.